Today we're going to correct COTCHA number 4, and I do want to point out to you guys that I ran out of room, so I had to start a new page. So here's my COTCHA label for it, number 4 to blank. I don't know how far I'm going to get. I wrote my name, so if you have to start a new page, you'll just write on the back of the page you were doing before, label it 4 to blank, or whatever number you're on, your name, and then of course I have today's date, comma, month, day of the month, comma, and the year. So this is number 4. So we're going to find and fix any of these mistakes that we see here in number 4. So first thing we need to do is we of course need to indent, because we have someone actually speaking. And whenever you have someone speaking, you have to indent. So we're going to start by indenting. And then, hey Felicia, how come you're not garbed in black as you were last year? Someone actually is saying that, so we need to put that in quotation marks. So we indent and start quotations. Anytime someone's talking or you switch talkers, you always indent. And of course, hey needs to be capitalized because that's the beginning of the sentence. And then that's an interjection, like hey or wow. So after that, we're going to need our comma, because we have someone's name we're addressing, and we talked about this yesterday, a direct address. So hey, comma, Felicia. Felicia's going to have to be capitalized. Make sure you're making these corrections if you missed them in class with your pen. She's a proper noun. And then we also need a comma after Felicia. So, hey, Felicia, comma. Notice the way I read it, I kind of naturally pause. Hey, Felicia, how come you're not garbed in black? So now we keep going with the sentence. How come you're... And it says you're not. But this is the wrong your. It needs to be how come you are not. So we, again, need to change that, make it a contraction. And so we need here, Alfie, the apostrophe, our apostrophe here to say it's a contraction. It's a contraction. It's short for you are. So this is a homophone, wrong your. How come you are not garbed? And garbed's an interesting word, so let's put a box around that. In black, as you were all last year. Okay, so that's a question, right? How come you're not garbed in black as you were last year? So we're going to need a question mark at the end of that. And then that person's done talking, so we need to end the quotes. So anything that is said by someone goes in quotation marks. Okay, punctuation has to go inside the quotation marks. So let's take a note right there on the side. Quotes used when someone is talking. Okay, so anytime you actually have someone talking, you need to use those quotation marks. And then the other thing is that I'm just going to draw the quotations, go around what is said. Okay, quotation marks always go around whatever is actually said. So, hey, Felicia, how come you're not garbed in black as you were all last year? All of that is what came out of someone's mouth, so all of that gets in quotation marks. And then the other thing I need to point out is the punctuation goes inside the quotation marks. So I'm going to put that on this side because I'm running out of room. But punctuation goes inside the quotes. So all of those things that I just wrote right now, you need to have written on your notebook as well. Okay? So quotes used when someone is talking, and then the quotes go around what is actually said, and then punctuation goes inside the quotation marks. Okay? And now we're going to go on to say who's talking. So asks a boy, and we have whose here, and it's W-H-O-S. That's not how you spell whose, so whose is spelled W-H-O-S-E, so we need to fix that. Who's puckish. That's an interesting word, so let's put a box around that. Whose puckish expression mirrored his waggish. I'm not going to fit waggish here. I don't have enough room, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the next line. And I do want to point out that all of this is lined up here on this line, and this is indented. Okay, and I'm going to put a box around waggish because that's an interesting word. Personality. And then that's the end of my sentence, so of course I need punctuation. Okay, so really today what I wanted you to focus on was the correct use of quotes. We had a review on a direct address, so I am not going to require you to watch any other videos or take any notes in classroom today. I do need all of these notes written down on your notebook, so I will zoom out just one more time so you can see them. You need to write down that quotes are used when someone is talking, and then the quotes go around what is actually said, and then you need to have punctuation goes inside the quotation marks. So again, here's my quotes, because this is all of these words actually came out of this waggish boy's mouth. So, and then the punctuation of the question mark, this is an actual question, so it goes inside the quotation marks. So let's count up and see how many mistakes we think we have. Let's see, indent 1, quotation 2, capital 3, comma 4, capital 5, comma 6, homophone 7, question mark 8, end quote 9, who spelled incorrectly is 10, and period at the end 11. Did I miss anything? Let's recount it one more time. 1 for indent, 2 for quotes, 3 for capital, 4 for comma, 5 for capital, 6 for comma. Fixing this to say you are or your contraction would be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so I think I have 11 there. Oh, nope, I have another one. I totally missed it. Right here, I copied it as asks. It needs to be asked because it already happened. I apologize, so we're going to fix that, and that's my 12th one. Okay, there we go. So I almost caught myself right there. Asked a boy, because it already happened. So there's 12 mistakes. So I'm going to try to write it over here. I'm kind of running out of room, but there are 12 mistakes in that one. So if you miss asks, it needs to be asked. Sorry, if you didn't fix it, take your red pen and go back and fix it. I knew I missed one somewhere. So all I expect today is for all of this to be written down, all of this to be written down, marking with a different color pen to show where your mistakes were, and then tell me that there were actually 12 errors, and bring this to class tomorrow. You do not need to make any documents in Google Classroom tonight.